I knew my dad's routine. Same time, same steps, same sound at the door. My chest tightens when I think about it, because when something repeats every day, you stop questioning it. You just recognize it. The way the key turns, the pause before the door opens, the way he steps inside, heavy, tired, familiar. That night, everything was the same. The key, the lock, the door opening, even the footsteps. Perfect. Exactly like always. But something felt wrong. Not obvious. Not clear. Just off. The kind of feeling you can't explain, but can't ignore either. I didn't see him yet. I didn't hear his voice. Just the sound of him entering. And that was enough. Because when something feels wrong, before anything happens, it means one thing. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It sounded like my dad. But something inside me knew it wasn't him. The door opened slowly, exactly like always. My chest tightens when I think about it, because nothing was different. Not at first. The key turned, one click, then another. Same rhythm, same timing. The handle pressed down. The door moved just enough to let him in. Ethan stayed in his room, listening, because that's what he always did. He never rushed to the door, never checked. There was no need. It was always his dad. Always. The footsteps followed, heavy, measured, crossing the hallway. Same pace, same pattern. Nothing rushed, nothing unusual. He exhaled slightly, almost relaxed, because everything matched. Every sound, every detail. Perfect. Then the footsteps stopped, not near the kitchen, not in the living room, right outside his door. His chest tightened instantly, because that never happened. Not once. Not ever. And in that moment, something became undeniable. Whoever came home wasn't following the routine. He didn't move. Not immediately. My chest tightens when I think about it. Because when something feels wrong, you wait for proof it isn't. Ethan stared at his door, listening, waiting for the one thing that would fix everything. His dad's voice. It always came next. A call from the hallway, a tired, I'm home. Something simple, something normal. He held his breath. Seconds passed. Nothing. No voice. No movement. Just silence. Heavy. Right outside. His chest tightened more, because now it wasn't matching the pattern anymore. Not even close. He leaned forward slightly, trying to hear something else. Anything. A phone. A bag dropping. Keys. Something. But there was nothing. Just that presence. Just that stillness. And in that moment, something became undeniable. If it was really his dad, he would have said something. He leaned closer to the door, slow, careful. My chest tightens when I think about it. Because once you start listening like that, you're already involved. Ethan moved just enough to hear better, pressing his attention toward the hallway, trying to catch something, anything. But the silence didn't break. It stayed, heavy, still, like whatever was outside was waiting. But then a shift, soft, barely there. A small adjustment right on the other side of the door. His chest tightened instantly, because it didn't sound like walking. It sounded like repositioning, like someone was standing there, closer now, exactly in front of his door, not moving away, not continuing, just there. And then nothing again. No sound, No breathing, no movement, just presence. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It didn't stop outside his door by accident. It stopped because it knew he was inside. He should have stayed quiet, but he didn't. My chest tightens when I think about it, because sometimes your body reacts before your mind catches up. Ethan shifted slightly, just a small movement. His chair creaked, soft, but loud enough in the silence. And the moment it happened, he froze completely, because now he wasn't just listening. He had been heard. On the other side, something changed. Not movement, not footsteps, just attention. Like the silence itself adjusted, focused, closer. His chest tightened violently, because now it wasn't waiting anymore. It was aware, fully, of him, of his position, of the fact that he was inside the room, listening. Then a sound right outside the door, closer than before, and in that moment, something became undeniable. Whatever was out there was now reacting to him. The knock was soft, too soft. My chest tightens when I think about it, because it wasn't a normal knock, not a person asking to come in, just a tap right on the door, exactly where he was facing. Ethan didn't move, didn't breathe properly, because now there was no doubt. I knew where he was. And then another tap, same spot, same force, same timing, like it was measuring him, matching him. He swallowed slowly, trying to stay quiet, trying not to respond. But the silence between the taps felt like space waiting to be filled. Then he moved his hand, just a little, and instantly, tap, same height, same position, perfectly aligned. His chest tightened violently, because now it wasn't random. It wasn't knocking on the door, and in that moment, something became undeniable. It was knocking exactly where he was. Ethan. The voice was quiet, familiar. My chest tightens when I think about it, because it sounded right, too right. Same tone, same weight, same way his dad always said his name. Ethan froze, because that should have fixed everything. That should have made it normal again. But it didn't, because the timing was wrong. The way it came felt delayed, not like someone speaking naturally, like something choosing the moment. He didn't answer, couldn't. Then opened the door, same voice, same calm tone, but empty. No tiredness, no emotion, no reason, just instruction. His chest tightened harder, because now it wasn't just copying sound, it was using it like a tool, like a way in. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It didn't sound like his dad. It sounded like something trying to be him. He stayed silent, completely. My chest tightens when I think about it, because silence should protect you. It should give you time, space, control, but not this time. On the other side of the door, the voice didn't stop. It didn't wait. It didn't ask again. It adjusted. You're sitting near the door. Same voice. Calm. Certain. His chest tightened instantly, because he hadn't moved, hadn't said anything, hadn't made another sound, and still, it knew. You moved your chair. Another pause. Then, you're right there. His chest tightened violently, because now, it wasn't guessing. It wasn't trying. It was describing. Exactly. Precisely. Like it could see through the door, through the wall, through everything. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It didn't need him to answer. It already knew exactly where he was. He stared at the door, unblinking. My chest tightens when I think about it, because after that, there was nothing left to doubt. The silence stretched, heavy, unnatural. Then, the handle moved, slow, careful, not forced, not rushed, like whoever was outside knew exactly how to open it. Ethan's chest tightened violently, because the door was locked. He locked it himself, every night, always, and still. The handle pressed down, gently, deliberately, once, then again. Testing, learning. The door didn't open, but it didn't stop either. The handle moved again, longer this time, more certain, more confident, like it understood something now, like it didn't need permission. Ethan didn't move, couldn't, because now there was no barrier left. And in that moment, something became undeniable. The lock wasn't stopping it. It was just delaying when it would come in. It didn't start with the door. Not this time. My chest tightens when I think about it, because when it changes approach, it's learning. Lena was alone at home, late, quiet, everything normal. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She hesitated, just for a second, then answered. Hello? Silence. For a moment. Then, a voice. Her dad's voice. Hey, open the door. Her chest tightened instantly, because he wasn't home yet. Not supposed to be. Not at this hour. She stood still, listening, trying to understand, trying to place it. Open the door. I'm outside. Same tone, same calm voice. Perfect. Her chest tightened harder, because the front door was in the other room, and she hadn't heard anything. No key, no steps, no movement, just the call. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It wasn't at the door. It was trying to make her go there. She shouldn't have moved, but she did. My chest tightens when I think about it, because once you respond, you're already in it. Lena walked toward the hallway, phone still at her ear, listening, waiting, trying to hear something real, something physical. The house stayed quiet, too quiet. No footsteps, no keys, no sound at the door. Open it. The voice said again. Same tone, calm, certain. She reached the door, slowly, carefully, hand hovering near the handle. Her chest tightened, because everything felt wrong. The timing, the silence, the absence of any real presence. Then, a sound from the other side, soft, a knock, perfectly timed, right after the voice. Her chest tightened violently, because now the call and the door matched exactly. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It didn't arrive at the door. It made the door match what she heard. She froze, hand still near the handle. My chest tightens when I think about it, because once things start matching, you lose trust in everything. Open it. Same voice, same calm tone. She didn't move, didn't respond, trying to stay in control, trying to break the pattern. Then she stepped back, just slightly, testing it. The phone stayed silent for a moment, then, I know you stepped back. Her chest tightened instantly, because she hadn't made a sound, not a single one. She looked at the door, waiting, trying to see something, anything. Then, knock, higher this time, matching her new position. Her chest tightened harder, because now The door wasn't fixed. The sound wasn't fixed. Everything adjusted to her. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It didn't just follow her movement. It adapted to where she was. She didn't move. Not anymore. My chest tightens when I think about it, because stillness should break it. It should stop everything. Lena held her breath. Phone pressed to her ear, waiting for silence, for a reset, for anything normal, for a moment. Nothing happened. No voice, no knock, just quiet. And then, a knock. She hadn't moved, hadn't even thought about it. And still, it came, right where her hand was about to go, before she decided, before she acted. Her chest tightened instantly, because now it wasn't reacting, it wasn't matching, it was ahead. She felt the intention forming, the urge to reach for the handle, and the knock was already there, waiting, perfectly placed. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It didn't need her to move first. It could act before she even decided to. Her phone vibrated, sharp, sudden. My chest tightens when I think about it, because now it wanted her to believe. A message from her dad. She froze, because he never texted like that. Not when he was outside, not when he was at the door. Her fingers moved slowly, opening it. The screen lit up. A photo, taken just seconds ago. Her front door, from the outside. Her chest tightened violently, because the angle was real. The lighting was real. Everything matched. Then, another message. I'm here. Same number, same contact. Perfect. Her breath caught. Because now, this wasn't just a voice. This was evidence. Something she could see. Something she could believe. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It didn't just sound like him. It could prove it was him. Her hand moved, slow. My chest tightens when I think about it, because this is where it almost works. Lena stepped closer to the door, phone still in her hand, eyes locked on the handle. Everything matched now. The voice, the photo, the timing. It all made sense. Too much sense. Her fingers brushed the handle. Light, careful, testing. Open it. Same voice, right in her ear. Her chest tightened harder, because now there was no reason not to. Everything pointed to one thing. Her dad was outside, waiting. She turned the handle slightly, just enough to feel it move. And then she stopped. Not because something changed, because something didn't. There was still no sound, no breathing, no presence, nothing real behind the door. And in that moment, something became undeniable. Everything looked right, except the part that should have been real. She pulled her hand back, fast. My chest tightens when I think about it, because doubt is the last thing that saves you. Lena stepped away from the door, breathing uneven, phone still in her hand. She opened the messages again, staring at the photo. Her front door, from outside, clear, recent, real. Then she looked closer. Something felt wrong. Not obvious. Not at first. Just off. Her chest tightened slowly, because in the reflection, she saw herself standing inside, right where she was now. But the timing was wrong. The position didn't match. It wasn't live. It wasn't current. It was earlier, before she stepped back, before she hesitated, before she almost opened the door. And in that moment, something became undeniable. The photo wasn't proof of now. It was proof of what she was about to do. She didn't move. Couldn't. My chest tightens when I think about it, because now time felt wrong. The phone vibrated again. Another message. She didn't want to open it, but she did. Slowly, carefully. A new photo. Her door, closer this time. The handle already turning. Her chest tightened violently, because that hadn't happened yet. Not fully. Not completely. She looked at the real door. The handle was still, unmoved. Then, on the phone, the door opened, just slightly, from the outside. Her breath caught, because now the sequence didn't match reality. It was ahead, showing what would happen before it did. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It wasn't reacting to her actions. It was inside the moment, before she lived it. She dropped the phone, not on purpose. My chest tightens when I think about it, because panic doesn't wait for decisions. Her eyes locked on the door, the real one, right in front of her, still closed, still silent, still normal. For a second, nothing happened. Just that heavy stillness. Then the handle moved, slow, careful, exactly like in the photo. Her chest tightened violently, because now there was no delay, no difference, no separation. The image and reality matched perfectly. The door opened, just a little. A thin line of darkness. No sound, no breath, nothing behind it. Just space, waiting. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It didn't need to convince her anymore. It just needed to show her what was about to happen. And then do it. She stepped back, slow. My chest tightens when I think about it, because distance doesn't help anymore. The door stayed open, just slightly. Enough for something to pass through, but nothing moved, nothing visible, no shape, no shadow, just absence. And that's what made it worse, because now there was no boundary, no outside, no inside, just space, shared. Her chest tightened harder because the room felt different, heavier, occupied, not by something she could see, but by something that didn't need to be seen. Then, a voice behind her. Why didn't you open the door? Same voice, same tone, perfect. Her chest tightened violently, because now it wasn't outside, it wasn't at the door. It was already inside with her. It was later than usual, much later. My chest tightens when I think about it, because delay breaks patterns, and broken patterns feel wrong. Ethan checked the time, past midnight. His dad was never this late, not without calling, not without saying something. The house was quiet, still, empty. At least it felt that way. Then, the sound, and the key in the door, and one click, and then another. His chest tightened instantly, because now it was real. The door opened, slow, careful, exactly like always. The footsteps followed, same weight, same rhythm. Crossing the hallway, normal, everything normal, too normal. Ethan didn't move, didn't react, because now he didn't trust it anymore. And in that moment, something became undeniable. This time, he didn't want it to be his dad. He stayed in his room, silent. My chest tightens when I think about it, because once something breaks your trust, nothing feels real again. The footsteps moved through the house. Same pattern, same pace, crossing the hallway, heading toward his room, just like before, or just like always. But now, Ethan didn't relax. He didn't assume. He didn't believe. He listened carefully, trying to catch something wrong, something off. Anything that didn't belong. The steps stopped right outside his door. His chest tightened, because this part never changed. And then, the voice. Ethan. Same tone, same sound. Perfect. Too perfect. He didn't answer. Couldn't. Because now, he knew what perfect meant. And in that moment, something became undeniable. If it sounded exactly right, that's what made it wrong. He stayed silent. Completely. My chest tightens when I think about it. Because this is the only way to slow it down. No response. No movement. No signal. Ethan sat there, breathing slowly, trying not to give it anything. Not a sound. Not a reaction. Not even attention. Outside the door, the voice didn't stop. Ethan, open the door. Same tone, same calm. But now, there was something underneath it. A slight push. A need. He ignored it. Held still. And then, a pause. Longer this time. Different. Like it was waiting. Adjusting. Thinking. Then, Ethan, I know you're there. His chest tightened instantly. Because that line was new. Not part of the routine. Not something his dad would say like that. And in that moment, something became undeniable. It wasn't repeating anymore. It was changing based on him. He didn't answer. Didn't move. My chest tightens when I think about it. Because he did everything right. Stayed silent. Stayed still. Didn't react. The voice stopped. Completely. No knock. No steps. No sound at all. Just silence. For a second, it felt like it worked. Like it gave up. Like it left. Then, a sound. Not outside the door. Not in the hallway. Behind him. Soft. Close. Wrong. His chest tightened violently. Because the door was still closed. Locked. Unopened. And yet, the distance was gone. And in that moment, something became undeniable. I didn't need him to open the door. It was already inside the room. The scariest part isn't the knock. It's the moment you realize it doesn't need permission. My chest tightens when I think about it. Because we believe in barriers, doors, locks, walls. We think they separate us, keep things out, keep us safe. But they don't. Not from something that learns you, copies you, adjusts to you. At first it sounds wrong. Then it sounds perfect. And that's when it works. Because once it becomes indistinguishable, you don't know when to resist, when to trust, or when it's already too late. Ethan didn't open the door. He didn't let it in. He did everything right. And it still didn't matter. And in that moment, something became undeniable. You don't let it inside. It finds a way the moment it knows you're there.